All right, what's up, guys? Good morning. Happy December 11th. Quick sound check and we'll jump in. All right, good morning, Lorna. All right, guys, we got the CPI report fresh out the oven. A little bit of green here. Bitcoin futures up about 2.5%. The RUT up about 0.8. NQ up about 0.6. S&Ps up about 0.4. And the YM up about 0.2. So what I'm watching here on the NQ, below the high from yesterday, we got a 1 hour and a 2 hour squeeze. Come on, Toss. Time to wake up, Toss. There we go. Yeah, so under that 21,600, the high from yesterday, 2 hour and a 1 hour here on the NQ. What I would like for a push higher, and we might get them, but what I'm looking for here would be, looking at the labels up here. Right, the 4 hour is blue, 2 hour blue, hourly 30-minute, 15-minute. What that means is your 4 hour down to the 15-minute, you're neutral. In other words, not strong enough to actually go in there and print the buy signal. In an hourly squeeze, they go and get a 15-minute buy signal, 30-minute. They might go for a push there, so going to keep an eye on that. But then on the rankings here into the open, here we go. No major change, really. QQQ with a 78 out of 120. We got the S&Ps in second place with a 63, Dow Jones, IWM, RSP. And then for the big boys, Apple got a perfect 120. Tesla's looking awesome. Google looking good. Meta, Amazon, Microsoft. The only issue here for now is NVIDIA. And I don't think you go and short NVIDIA. It's only got a -7. But it's a big piece of the puzzle. So if that can improve a bit, it should help out the overall market. And then on the sectors here, I wouldn't look to buy anything in healthcare, materials. I hate to say it, but maybe even the SMH here. We got a -47, right? Energy, real estate, biotech, utilities. Till things change, guys, the focus should be, tech names, XLY, communications, all the above. And then let me grab the trade sheet here. Where'd I put that? All right, in the room, we got a couple trades open. We've got the put credit spread in coin. We got the Apple calls, and then we got a call butterfly here for Meta. Let me look at Apple first. All right, at the moment, looking like a gap into 248.20-ish. We're at a point where, and mind you, we took off the bulk of our trade last week, so we're back here November 7th, jumping in buying that January expiration 240 call. We're taking the profit on that trade, right around somewhere up there last week. I think the target is 250, but the move from 230 to 245-ish, in the short term feels like the easier part of that move. Took off the bulk of the profits, and then I bought a 260 call here for February. But we're calling for a move into 250, so we're kind of getting to a point where the difference between the P&L at 248 and change and 250, it's not going to be that big. You hold on for it, you get it. You maybe feel a little bit better. You hold on for another couple of dollars here, and then Apple's pulling back into 235. You're looking back wishing you took the profit. So I'm thinking for the trade we got here together, we get a little bit of a push going today. We'll take the profit on that 260 call. And then what I would love from there would be a bit of a pullback. Nothing major, but 245, 240-ish. And I could be dead wrong, but I would think initially, they pop it into 250. That might offer a little resistance. If we look beyond 250, don't forget they haven't fired the weekly squeeze yet. So bigger picture, that kind of implies at some point we're looking for Apple potentially much higher than 250. But yeah, we'll manage that bad boy at the open, and then coin, which might be getting a little love here with Bitcoin up about 2%. Coin gonna pop into about 312-ish. On a higher IV name like coin, like a coin, a Mara, MSTR. It's not the sexiest trade, but I am a fan of these put credit spreads. We've got excuse me, we have a 300 295 put spread for next week, which in a lot of ways makes it a pretty easy trade to manage. Next Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, if coin is at 305, 320, 340, 400, we're going to get that paycheck. The only way we don't get paid here is if coin breaks 300, breaks that 21 EMA, at which point I think we close that trade. The other thing about a credit spread is if you're not careful, you can kind of fall into this trap of, all right, I've got the coin trade, I'm short that 300 put, and then they're gapping it down to about 280. And you're looking at the chart and you're taking it on the chin. Things aren't going well. But then you say to yourself, well, I only need it back above 300. Kind of looks like crap right now, but if I can get it back above 300 before expiration, I know I'm going to get that max profit. I don't think you manage a credit spread that way. I mean, if I bought calls here, I'm taking that trade off on a break and a close below 300. If I had a 375 call butterfly, it'd be the same exit. But yeah, guys, they hold it above 300. They hold it above that 21. Back through back above 350, it'll be a quicker paycheck. But if they can keep on chopping it in a good-looking daily squeeze, should be in good shape. And then the other open trade here would be Meta. 640 to correct that. So next Friday's expiration, 640, 650, 660 call fly. And we bought that bad Larry for about 93 cents. All right, now going back to the rankings, right? Why am I buying Meta? And don't forget, none of the above means the trade works. It just means I do it 25, 50, 100 times in a row. I'm probably going to come out on top. Right now, NVIDIA. I don't think I want to go buy a call fly on NVIDIA. I got a -7 in comparison to Apple, Tesla, Google, Meta, Amazon. They're all much, much better. All right, so Meta gets a 113 out of 120. It's a really good score. All right, now can I take that score? Can I take the power rankings and then go find a good-looking squeeze? Just so happens old Meta here. We got one on the 3-day time frame, and then we got one there on the 2-hour time frame. Both of which being the A+ squeeze. Now that 3-day may be a little bigger picture. They keep it above 300. They keep it above 600. Maybe not today, maybe not this week, but bigger picture, I think they take that 3-day squeeze, try to fire that long, and I'd be playing for a 645 to 650 target. Now my butterfly for next Friday, kind of implies I think we can get there by next Friday. A call butterfly a week out. For me, at least, not the kind of thing I'd load the boat on, but good example. Let me show you the trade here. All right, on the call butterfly, I have a $930 max loss. Now, in theory, which I'm not shooting for, but if I take that butterfly, hold it all the way into expiration, and then I got Meta here, 650 on the dot. I'm risking $900 to make a max profit of 8,000. I'm not really looking for a max profit. Maybe by next Wednesday, next Thursday, we're pushing towards that 950. Well, on $900 of risk, I'm going to be in that $1,500 to $1,800 profit range. I can go to bed, wake up, Meta's gapping down 10%. Relative to account size, I'm not over here sweating bullets. That's based on the 2-hour chart. They can pop that and take out the highs. You might get into that 640, 650-ish. A little quicker than sooner. A little quicker than later. But all right, we got the Meta, we've got the Apple, we have got the coin. A couple more things here I want to show you. One being Google, who had a huge day yesterday. Now here's the rule. If you're going to buy Google up here, and you're doing that for anything more than a day trade, you can't cry, right? No crying in baseball. If you're buying the thing at 185, 3 average true range moves above that 21 EMA, you can't cry tomorrow, next week, if you're pulling back into 180, 175-ish. You'll notice on the pop here, we're finally getting a fresh buy signal. Buy signal doesn't mean, hey, we're going higher immediately. Just means a combination of momentum, the trend, the structure supports that path of the path of least resistance being to the upside. In plain English, with a buy signal, if Google pulls back to a 180, 175, should make for a pretty good buying opportunity if they don't drop the ball. But what I'm really trying to watch here would be the weekly squeeze. I think we're pretty much right back here. Really good looking weekly uptrend, good structure. We get the first heads up on the blue arrow. Right? They turn momentum, then they fire off that beautiful weekly squeeze. Pull back, little chop, brand new weekly squeeze. I'll zoom in here for you. You go, NQ. All right, looking down here at the MACD, I think that we're one MACD cross. Pop it, get it back above zero, keep it back above zero. I think we're one good MACD cross away from a big breakout. Look at a February and March expiration $200 call. One thing I love about the squeeze is it's all pretty straightforward. If they fire it to the upside, if they break it out, a good squeeze takes you where? 2.5 to about 3 ATR. So if Google can put on its big boy pants and do what a good weekly squeeze can do, it'll be a $200 stock. I think you give that trade until February, March. Could work nicely. While we're talking about it, we're not looking at a monthly chart. So given a weekly squeeze 100 days, I think you're leaning towards maybe too much time. But right now you can grab a 200 call for $6. Because you're buying that in March, guess what? Unless Google gets totally hammered, they're not going to zero too quickly. I think the kind of thing, at least for me, I can size into. Look at a February. And that'd be the benefit of one more flush. Maybe they're going from 185 to 190, 200, but one more little kickback for old time's sake. That February call, if you can pick it up for, well, actually, let me show you the trade I had here, and then I'll get caught up in the chat. Got a couple more for you. I got a few mo for you. But all right, so. Oh yeah, I forgot. I haven't put Google in the trades viz yet. Let me see. What account am I in here? Designated beneficiary. Well, anywho, um, last week I came in and I bought the that 200 February call on Google. I'm buying that for about $1.90 ish. I'm buying that around 173, 174. Now, granted, really good gap up yesterday. What account am I in right now? Okay, I did it in my bigger account. Anywho, when I'm buying those calls, they got about 80 days till expiration. A lot of time, right? You know, 80 days till expiration on a chart that calls for what I think is a $30 move. From that 21 EMA towards that target. About what? Maybe not even 10 days in, I catch about $10 of that move. So I'm catching a third of what I think Google can do bigger picture. Those calls went up about 140%. So I've always kind of had this misconception where if I want to double, quadruple my money, I got to buy these calls that expire in 2, 3, 4, 5 days. Now, yeah, if you're buying a Google call with 80 days till expiration, and Google pops $1, they're not going to do too much. But we're not looking at a 15-minute chart. We're trying to catch a bigger move off the weekly. So I'd love to buy that on a dipper. And then for Microsoft here, I got to get a note to self here. And looking at Microsoft, we have a 2-day squeeze, a 3-day squeeze, and a weekly. I think Google's a little closer to a big push. What we're gonna need here eventually for Microsoft would be that momentum turn. Could happen this week, could happen next week, could never happen ever again. But I'll show you Bitcoin as a prime example. You can have a really good uptrend. You can have really good structure. Positively stacked EMAs until momentum can join the party. It doesn't make for anything really. Bitcoin enters a weekly squeeze. Momentum breaks lower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15, 20 plus weeks goes by. Bitcoin doing jack nothing until what? Momentum turn. Then you got everything. We can check off that momentum box. We can check off that structure box. We got the trend. We got a big old squeeze. Break it out, push it. They do all of that on Microsoft. When they do that, I think a path into 490, 500. But in the short term, Google a lot closer, and then Apple a little bit better. But all right, that's the core of the watch list there. And then tomorrow night we got earnings here for Broadcom. Gapping back up into 180. You bad boy. No pressure here, Broadcom, but this could be a big one for the SMH. Not that I think Broadcom is the end all be all, but when you look at the SMH here, we're locked and loaded with squeezes. Daily time frame, 2-day time frame, the 3-day, and the weekly. A lot of energy being built up, but for a directional trade, nobody's really home. Right? We don't have a weekly buy signal. We don't have a 3-day buy signal. We actually don't have any buy signals. Wake up Friday morning, Broadcom is a $200 stock. Should get the group going here. Look a couple of months down the road. And right now, guys, all for conversation's sake, just trying to get you thinking. If they get the SMH moving off the weekly squeeze, 280, 290, 300. If that is going to be the outcome, what do we think we got NVIDIA doing? What do we think Broadcom is doing, AMD, etc.? Then think outside of the SMH. That's probably good for the QQQ as well. A couple of the SMH names, they're QQQ players as well. The gap in Broadcom down 10% Friday. Then possibly the opposite. And then quick peek here at Tesla, and then I shall get caught up in the chat. Tesla. Pop it into 410. I would keep buying it on lower time frame squeezes until that doesn't work anymore. It's kind of the go-to plan on that one for now. But all right, y'all, any questions, anything you got for me, drop it in the chat. We'll hang out for another 10, 15 minutes, and then I got to jump in my room, kick off the open. All right, NQ waking up a bit more here. They fired that 1 hour squeeze. But it's all a little bit noisy. Good looking noise, but noisy. If we're not taking out the high from yesterday. Otherwise, it's a pop in an inside candle. Little ammunition showing up. 1 minute buy signal, 5 minute, 15 minute. Yeah, not bad. But all right, what do y'all got? Zen Trader has got some PayPal. PayPal, I like the daily squeeze. Perfect score. We got the white arrow. And if they can keep on printing that good-looking daily squeeze, the trigger from here to buy it would be a 15-minute, a 30-minute, or an hourly buy signal. If you can get all the above, even better. But yeah, I'd wait for a trigger here. The daily chart says, hey, I want to go back into, $95. I've got all the fixings for another, $5 or $6 push. Squeeze, trend, all the above. Now, can anybody give me a little oomph? That'd be the 15-minute, 30-minute lower time frame buy signals. Yeah, I like that. Chris, what about SOUN? What's up, Chris? Okay, let's compare the two, PayPal and SOUN. Or let me give you Shopify. Shopify is brand new. Let me find it. Yeah, Meta. All right. When we get that white arrow, what that calls for is a push from that 21 EMA into that 3 ATR target. And then from there, stocks can go higher. And granted, we're in a market where in a lot of cases they are going higher, but easy part of the push from that 21 into that big green line up there. A PayPal with a daily squeeze. That's trying to set up for the push from the 21 into that target. Where a name like an SOUN, it already made that move. And it only doubled. All right, but build up all the energy, push, and now we're up here at the extension. Does not mean it can't go higher, but I got to acknowledge the fact tomorrow morning they can gap it down 40%. That daily chart is still bullish. Up here where I'm going to operate would be a lower time frame. Maybe they're taking this one from 14 to 18 without ever really getting a bigger, deeper pullback. Not every lower time frame squeeze, but a lot of them, they're going to fire in that overall direction. Right? They pop it, they chop it, brand new 1 hour squeeze, continuation. They chop it, brand new 1 hour squeeze. Right? The beauty of this is I can buy it at 14.30. I can cut that trade off down here right around 14. Buy it above the hourly 21, cut the trade loose on the break below the hourly 21. not taking on a whole $4 of risk. Back down to that daily 21. So for more, my approach is I want to be aggressive. I want to get on the most sizes possible. For that bigger picture, easier part of the move. Getting in my target, then I want to cash in. And to make the math easy, if I make a $10,000 profit on the easy part of that move, I can take $1,000 from that, guarantee moving forward no matter what. The endeavor here will net me a $9,000 profit. I can take that 1K. Now I can go have some fun. Wait for a 30-minute squeeze. Maybe I'm buying an 18 call for Friday. I'm getting really loose with it, but I'm doing that with a fraction of my profit. They keep on pushing it, I'll keep on making money. They pull it back all the way down to $10. I'm keeping the bulk of what I made on the easy push. So hope that makes sense. All right, PayPal. I saw Palo Alto from BJR. I'd hold off on Palo Alto for now. I did like it a few days ago, but now momentum turns lower. We go from a 15 to an 8. No more daily buy signal. They're breaking that 21, 15-minute, 30-minute sell signal. What I'd want to watch for here would be a move back above 390, and then everything just trying to stabilize. Get back above that 21, keep it back above that 21, get rid of all the sell signals, bring on a few buy signals. Maybe a little bit like back here. They break it, they pop it back above. All right, we're catching our breath, and then they try to go for it again. But giving back a little bit of the edge there on that shift. Wouldn't be in a big rush to jump in there. All right. Hey, Srini, always good to see you, VRT. One I would have to wait for a lot more clarity on. We don't have a daily buy signal. We don't have a daily sell signal. We're a little bit more neutral, but if we take the score up here, we're neutral, but we lean bullish. 6 points out of 15. If we had a -6, it's technically neutral, but it leans bearish. So, got to give the bulls a little respect there. But I don't love these moments in time where we're above the rising 50, we're below that 21. It's a big, a big fist fight. Couple of closes below that 50, I think it's an easier short. Handful of closes back above the 21, I think it's a much easier long. My game plan there would to be, avoid the in-between, wait for a bigger break, and then jump in, try to call for direction. Hey, JK, so we did that session yesterday afternoon. And maybe if Mears is in here, he could drop a link for that for you. But if not, I can definitely direct you in that direction. All right, good morning, good morning, good morning. All right, NQ popping. Let's see. All right, we're creeping up near that high from yesterday. All right, folks, a couple more minutes here, and then I got a jet. Hey, good morning, Chad. Mickey D's. I had the craving last night. I'm not gonna lie. It hit you with that commercial around 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. Those French fries look mighty good. Mickey D's. I'm going to give you one thing to watch. At a minimum, can it hold it above 295? What I do like about it is, for the first time in about 2 months, momentum's finally crossing back above 0. Meaning they keep that shift. Bulls got a little more wind at their back. But when McDonald's is moving and grooving back there, You jump in, you buy a call, you get paid. You have both good momentum and good structure. One basic rule for good structure, if you want to get long, we want that 21 EMA above the 50. Look at any good breakout, any good trend. You always have that. Keep it above 295, but end of week into next week, if they can combine that momentum turn with your 21 back above your 50, now you got a better combination of momentum and structure. Doesn't guarantee McDonald's goes back to the highs, but now they got a lot more to work with. Good morning, good morning, good morning. And yeah, Michael, shoot me an email, and yeah, absolutely. Good morning, Thomas. Good morning, Praveen. But all right, y'all, I will let you go there. As always, appreciate your time. Go kick some butt on a Wednesday afternoon. And then yeah, watch that high from yesterday on the NQ. You know what they say about assumptions, but my assumption would be they get through that. Could make for a nice push here today. But all right, go get them, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Adios.